welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Would You Blink If Blink.
I'm waiting for A, you to hit me, B, you to hit the microphone, or C, when you're saying that, to mess up our names completely.
I've never even thought about hitting you, but now that you mention it, I'm looking at the screen, and I'm like, I'm doing... You know what? It might happen one day. I might want to keep that in the account.
Just get knocked out on camera within the first minute?
It would not be funny.
Our views would go up.
Today is May 30th, and today's question, a little bit different. Would you give up all liquids except water if you're guaranteed to live to 100?
Okay, so by giving up liquids, are you talking about all drinks?
Drinks, yes.
Because
liquids part of the border. Give up all drinks other than water.
So soup is still good.
Yeah,
we're good with soup.
Soup is fine, and it also mainly consists of water.
What about melted ice cream? Frappuccino?
Melted ice cream, again, would probably be just food.
Okay, so that's a food.
A Frappuccino, not a food.
That's a drink.
That is definitely a drink.
Okay. So, melted ice cream is still good. Technically, smoothie is a drink too. So
It's definitely a drink.
I'll just eat sherbet. Close-ish? Okay, so drinks. Give up all drinks.
You're giving up sweet tea. You're giving up lemonade. You're giving up coffee. You're giving up milk. You're giving up sodas of all kinds. You're giving up juice. You're giving up any type of liquor. Coffee.
But I can tell you're
giving
totally
up energy drinks.
Can definitely tell you're Southern. The first thing you mentioned giving up is sweet tea.
Because I love sweet tea. Because I love sweet tea with a passion.
Mine's coffee.
Coffee's fine. Coffee's fine. I only need it. I don't even need it. It's like I prefer to have an energy drink. Coffee's cheaper though.
I like coffee. I like coffee and I like tea. So
without drastically changing the flavor of the coffee, I just can't do it. I like coffee in things. Fine. Like the Frappuccinos and stuff. Coffee flavor and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But coffee itself, I have no...
Yes. Sorry. I just found a loophole and it's amazing, but go ahead. Tiramisu.
I don't know what tiramisu is.
Pretty much, it's a type of dessert where you take ladyfingers, not actual lady's fingers, don't do this, but it's a type of cookie, like a cake cookie thing, called ladyfingers. And they are completely...
Where are we putting ladies' fingers?
In the devil's hole.
In the devil's hole. Thank you very much. Anyways.
I'm quitting. I'm quitting this podcast. I am done. I am gone. You're getting a new co-host.
Oh.
I'll see you guys on my own channel.
So what is this tiramisu thing again?
Tiramisu is pretty much, it's lady fingers that are soaked in coffee. Like they are literally soaked in coffee. And then, of course, you have layers of, like, cream, like a whipped cream kind of thing. It's really, really, really good, but it's time-consuming to make. And the longer it sits in a fridge or refrigerated area, the better it tastes because the coffee really soaks in. So I found a way to have coffee without drinking coffee, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I guess. How often you going to try to make tiramisu to have
not much because
coffee?
Because it's actually really expensive and it's really difficult. I found when I made it, because I've only made it once, that it was really, really difficult to find ladyfingers.
I mean, you have 10.
You had to murder some people, okay?
I'm saying.
Well, technically you don't have to murder them. You just kind of...
I mean, yes, you don't actually have to kill them to get the fingers, but...
Just cauterize. Okay, anyways.
Yes, anyways. Moving on from killing people.
Oh, we're going to get flagged. Anyways.
You know, the other episodes we've gone through haven't flagged anything.
Anyway, so of course, we've narrowed it down to drinks, so that makes sense to me. The other question was... Okay, so you live to 100. Is this a good 100 years, or is this going to be where your health still declines? Because at 100 years old, are you going to be that ancient thing that's not moving anyways? Because if that's the case, I'd rather not live to 100 anyways.
It's not guaranteed you're going to have wonderful youth till 100.
Well, no, I'm
You're just
saying,
going to get to 100. Guaranteed.
Is it forced? Like
saying you will not get in any accidents that will kill you, and you will not get any disease or virus that's going to make you horribly sick.
Now I really don't know because, as I said, like if you're decrepit and you have to live to 100, it starts to not look so appealing.
Try to keep yourself in good shape. I mean, people who actually make any attempt at all to try to stay in decent shape
not only that,
do
but
better.
You're paying all those bills till you're 100.
Yeah, I mean, you're making it seem like living longer is a horrible thing.
Well, wait,
I don't want to live!
It's different when you're immortal. I mean, with you, your immortality, living to that age, la-da-da-da-da, all this wonderful stuff. But if it's literally just a human life at 100 years, there's not many happy 100-year-old people out there. It's coffee. So, let's see.
I think the answer was Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
If I remember correctly, Taco Tuesday. I don't care. It's Taco Tuesday.
That was brilliant. He's 70. He's saying screw it. And then he's like, I don't care. It's Taco Tuesday.
It's like, what a weird random thing to say.
The reason for eating cheese and cookies is just screw
it's
it. It's
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, which has nothing, whatever. It was brilliant.
I agree. It is Tuesday, but
it was a brilliant, beautiful moment in life where the excuse for not caring about diets or your sugar intake or your health or your age, so you're going to eat a cookie, is because it's Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday. Like, thanks. I don't know what that really means, but okay. We'll go with it.
That's now going to be my reasoning for everything. As long as it's a Tuesday.
It has to be Tuesday, because it's Taco Wednesday.
So if I yell at a customer next Tuesday, I'm going to just be like, it's Taco Tuesday.
You have to accept
You can't fire me because it's Taco Tuesday. So, is there any other stipulations to this besides... Oh, yes. Yes, there is. There's a main stipulation. What happens if you drink liquids? Or if you drink drinks?
Yeah, well, there's got to be some kind of punishment. Well, I was thinking originally about having none. It's being, well, you don't live then. But then that's kind of an easy cop-out.
Yeah.
So, essentially, if you do end up drinking something else intentionally, there's no...
Accidentally.
There's no trickery. Someone did something weird and... Like, I was tricked, or...
Like someone spikes your water, pretty much.
Something weird.
Yeah.
If you intentionally go against... You made a pact with the devil here, okay? You go against your pact.
Hail Satin!
Hail Satin. Then you have a half-life. So whatever you normally would die at, half that. So if you would have died at...
What do you normally die at?
Well, say there's a predetermined date.
Okay.
Okay, you were going to die at...
Originally.
You're 30 now. You're going to die at 100 in this deal. What's half between there and there? Which is 70 years, 35 years. So now you're going to die at 65. Which in your case, I think that's what you want. So there we go. Cut it!
But coffee. So, meaning if you were having...
Well, I guess, that would be a good way for you to get out of it. I'm getting old. I don't want to live.
That's true. That is so true. Yes.
I'm old. I'm 80. I'm going to die at 100. I'll die at 90. That's better. I can do it.
I'm good. I'm good. Like, I've realized that, I kept myself in somewhat decent shape. I'm still declining. You know what? Instead of living another 10 years.
Oh, I created a loophole.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to.
But
I guess if you just really want to die, there's your way.
That's great. It's like, yeah. Oh, you're like, you know what? I'm cutting this deal in half. We're good. But, could you imagine, though? It's like waking up at 4 in the morning, doing your job. It's Friday. You worked all week, waking up at 3 a.m. every week, every day. And you're just like, you can't have an energy drink. You can't have coffee.
Hopefully at this point you're not doing the exact same thing.
What?
People retire. People do other things.
No, I'm talking about now. Because if it starts now, it means up until you retire.
You're talking about now,
yes.
as in if we started this now. Well,
I don't think you're going to start it.
Well, that's the point. You have to give up something to gain longevity.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that you just Imagine our job, and imagine not being able, just, oh, I'm going to have a sip of water to kick my gear.
You better start going to bed earlier. Make sure you're well rested.
When is that ever going to happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I love sleep, and I can sleep anytime I want. Yeah, for 2 hours, and then you're dying, okay?
Well, I love sleep.
11:30 was too much.
I slept really good when I was off, okay? It was 9+ hours a night, okay? I slept really well while I was off.
I don't know. Because I really like... I like a lot of things. I like the idea of just being able to drink what I want and not having to worry about, like... Oh, yep, that's right. I can't have this. Where's my water bottle?
Water is good for you. It's
water
good for the soul.
Is good for you.
It's good for the soul.
But drinking anything else is just halving your life. What if you're like half asleep, you grab some orange juice, you drink the orange juice, you're like, well, there went half my life. Damn it. And then the next morning do the same thing.
You wouldn't have it there if you couldn't drink it. Let me have temptation right in front of me at all times.
No, here's the thing, though. Just because you're doing this does not mean you're
partner. Oh, I'm totally forcing the partner to do it with me.
That's not how it works.
If I'm suffering, you're suffering.
That's not how it works.
You go get what you want when you leave the house, but while we're here, you will not.
That's not how it works.
It is how it works.
You will find yourself out of a house very soon.
That'll be fine. You will not have temptation in my house.
I want to hear the words, my house, in that conversation, please.
You will not have drinks in Sandy's house.
That's what I thought. Anyways, I really, really don't know about this one. Because, yes, it's like the thought of being able to live longer. Okay, I mean, guaranteed 100 years. You're guaranteed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're guaranteed 100 years.
I mean, short of you, like, intentionally committing suicide or something.
I know, like, getting hit by a car and shit.
I was saying, this prevents that.
Okay.
It's guaranteeing you 100 years.
Oh, if you only drink water. And if you drink anything else, it halves it.
Yes.
God. I found some nice loopholes, though, so...
Yeah, a little loophole there.
I got my coffee intake. I just got to eat a lot of dessert, apparently.
I mean, there's small little... I mean, you could always find small little loopholes. Like, if I'm eating the drink, it's not a drink.
If I freeze the smoothie and it's ice cubes, I'm technically chewing on it.
I mean, you might try to find some, but how much would you want to risk it at that point?
I guess if
I know I'm really cheating the system.
I guess if I'm that desperate, then I'm willing to lose half my life anyways. So.
I'm not.
No, I meant like as far as if I'm if I'm desperate enough to dig through loopholes, I think I've reached the point where I'm willing to half my life. Okay, so I think as far as a guaranteed 100 years without, of course, self-inflicted.
Yeah, I mean.
Then I don't know. It would be. I might have to go. It's really difficult for me to say yes to this one because I'm absent-minded. That's the problem, though. Is like, as far as like, okay, sure, it's not in your house anymore, but you go out with friends or something, like go out to dinner, and it's like, oh, what would you like? Water. Okay, that's fine. And then someone's like, oh, here, you should try this. You're like, oh, is it good? And you're like, yeah. And then you take a sip, and you're like, shh.
If your life depended on it, you wouldn't be that absent-minded.
You don't know me. You don't.
Yeah, I know you. I'm sorry. I know anyone. People know what they can and cannot have.
I'm like borderline diabetic. Did you see how many cookies I had today?
Everyone knows. If you knew that cookie was going to make sure you died in 10 years, you'd be like, nah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to eat that cookie.
But cookies.
But cookie, exactly. I didn't say you couldn't eat anything. This is drinking.
I still can have my cookies, so we're good.
Of course, it's going to be real hard for a lot of people who love the drink. The drink.
Oh.
I don't have that worry.
See, that's the other thing, is that if it's an addiction, it is going to be super hard.
Maybe you shouldn't take this still then. Maybe you shouldn't do it.
I'm just saying, like, if they already have the addiction and they take this deal because maybe they're sad and they know that their addiction is going to end up killing them anyway, so they're like, well, I'm guaranteed 100 years. But it's like, I'm sorry, I've seen so many people fall off the wagon that it's like, well...
Again, maybe you shouldn't take this deal. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying for a lot of people, there's a lot of great drinks. I mean, in general, I love everything except water because I mean everything else is tasty. It ain't gonna be fun, but having the ability to live to 100, that and me and immortality means just want to live as long as humanly possible. I mean, I have to say yes because I can't say no.
I think just for the pure fact that it is guaranteed, I might have to say yes. Because one, it's not a huge amount of, like, you're living to 1,000 years, because that's my problem.
I would even more so say
that's
yes.
my problem with immortality, is the fact that I just don't want to live that long. But 100 is at least a human amount.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. This isn't immortality. This isn't anything extravagant. This is just guarantee you a full life.
And I think it would be interesting, and then again, the world's heading into places that I don't know if I want to see either. I still probably go with yes. As much as I'm borderline because, as I said, I'm absent-minded and I really, really like coffee, I'm going to have to go with yes. Because it's guaranteed to 100. And anything past that, I would say no.
101.
It's too much.
Guaranteed to 101.
Well, once again, if I still don't want to live to 100, I can always drink a cup of coffee.
We did find a weird little loophole.
Like, if I am ready, like, if my body has reached a point where it's like, well, you're going to live to 100, but it may not be a happy 100 years, then I'll just go to a nice little diner and have that cup of joe.
A cup of joe I've been craving for 40 years. I'll have it now.
That sounds like a good way. Sounds like a good way to go. So I'm gonna go with yes. I already know your answer. You've been saying.
I already said it.
Anything to live longer. I already know your answer.
Yeah, that's just generally how it is. It's very few things that I wouldn't say yes to live longer.
I think there's been. I want to say there's been a couple of times where you actually.
I don't know. I don't remember. You'd have to let us know because I don't remember. I'll remember what we said once we get off this podcast. So. It's just done. It's over.
There's my hitch right there. Is if my memory goes. My memory goes, I'm going to have slam coffee.
I mean, if your memory goes and you...
Well,
at that point, how much do you want to live anyway?
Yeah, exactly. I will just start slamming coffee until my years just fizzle out. Like, nope. That's my thing, is memory.
What would you do? Let us know down in the comments below. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel because we'd really like that. But as always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach Amanda at KZ Pup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus. Practically anywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe. Maybe. Any final thoughts before we bounce?
Drink your water, guys.
Yeah, it's good for you. Till next time. Long days and pleasant nights.